Hey, this is Zachlog the Great. Christians in the secular world have differing opinions on many topics. Probably none more prominently so, though, than on the subject of sex. I grew up in a conservative Christian family. I was in church and youth group all the time as a kid. I remember what they taught us about men, women, and sex. And, of course, I know the kinds of things our secular anti-Christian culture says about sex as well. The church taught me that sex is something that must be handled very carefully. That when a man and a woman have sex, it creates a permanent connection between them, and that having sex with many different people damages a person, makes them unable to connect with their eventual spouse as they should. Christianity taught me that sex properly belongs between a lawfully wedded man and woman, and only there. The world, in contrast, told me that sex is an amusing pastime and little more, that I should engage in sex with anyone willing, and that really the only problems to worry about are unwanted pregnancies or contracting an STD. The world also says that the Christian view of sex is childish and superstitious, intended for nothing but ruining your fun. It's hard to imagine a more stark contrast between two perspectives on a subject. So which is more accurate? As I've learned more over the past several years, the science is becoming clearer and clearer on the subject, but not on the side you might expect. First thing I learned about is oxytocin, which could be called a bonding hormone. When a man and a woman have sex, their bodies produce this hormone, and it basically tells them, hold on to this person. This is security. This is safety. This helps build and sustain a stable relationship between two people. Scientists sometimes refer to this as pair bonding. Funny thing though, if you look at statistics regarding number of sexual partners and divorce, it appears that, for women at least, having multiple sexual partners damages this mechanism, makes it harder for them to sustain a stable relationship. Divorce rates for women correlate with number of sexual partners. I'm honestly not sure to what degree this applies for men. For some reason, that information is harder to find. Weird how all that matches almost exactly with what Christians say. And it goes even further. There's this phenomenon called a microchimerism. This is when living cells of a genetically distinct organism persist inside another organism. Mothers, for instance, can have cells of their children in their bloodstream decades after those children were born. Also relevant, something similar can occur with any man a woman has sex with. His cells can persist in her body long after they have sex, possibly her entire life. Effectively, he becomes a part of her. That sounds a lot like the two shall become one flesh. But that's just a silly Christian superstition, right? Man, it's a good thing modern science has advanced so much, allowing us to leave behind all that outmoded religious nonsense. God be with you.